Welcome back to News 942. Okay, is your billfold feeling a little lighter due to the inflation? Look, everywhere you look, it just seems like things cost so much more money.
Well, joining us this morning for some tips and tricks on how to help out when you start running out of cash is financial expert Bobbi Rebel. Bobbi, thanks for joining us. What are some quick and easy ways to kind of help out right now?
Thank you so much for having me. And I feel for everyone out there, we're filling up our gas tanks. It is getting so expensive. So let's just start there. You know, we had a mindset before the pandemic, many of us, that we had multiple cars in a household. Maybe everybody that could drive, if we were fortunate enough, had access to a vehicle. Maybe we want to rethink how much we're really using those cars and downsize the cars. It's really a big thing. It's extremely inconvenient, but maybe you can get rid of one car. And you know what happens with that, especially if you're not going to the office as much, if you're maybe sensitive to the gas prices, which is everybody, if you're paying insurance and all the things that go along with owning a car. Think about getting rid of a car. That is radical. That's going to instantly boost your cash. Other things to do is look around the house. Again, reassess what are you using, what are you not using. Maybe you upgraded your electronics because you were working from home, but you never got around to selling what else is there. Look around your house, clean out the closets, not just for the clothing items, sell those too if you're not wearing them, but look for pricey things you may have bought during the pandemic that as we adjust our lifestyles, maybe we aren't using as much. And yes, we're talking about, I won't name brands, but maybe some fancy exercise equipment. Just think about it and be realistic about what you're doing in the future and what your priorities right now. And if it's cash them out.
What about debt? Because what if you have to pay your credit cards still and you're trying to figure out which ones to pay more on or to try to get that off, you know, the in line for the end of the month budget? You know, what should you do about that?
You should get help, Robin. You should absolutely get help. And first of all, you shouldn't be ashamed. A recent Tally survey found that of Americans with credit card debt, 1 out of 4 avoid looking at their finances completely. They just avoid them completely. So don't be afraid to just look at it, know what's going on, and then get help. An app like Tally can help you organize your credit card payments, make sure you're never late with a bill. And that is the most important thing, because when you're late, that affects your credit score. And then, of course, get organized with getting a lower interest rate. Again, if you qualify, that's something Tally can do for you. The important thing with that is not only could you pay off your debt faster, but remember, you're building cash. You could make the same debt payments, keep paying that off, but be putting more into cash. So you have more of a cash cushion.
Now, folks have said they got rid of that maybe stationary bike. You know, they've thrown out everything they can, but they're still struggling financially. Where should they turn then?
Well, again, get uncomfortable and really think big picture, things you might not have considered before. For example, if you did keep that car, maybe you want to rent it out. There's services like Turo where you can do that. If you have a nice home, and I hope everybody does, maybe consider listing it on Airbnb and partnering with a friend so that if your house or their house gets rented, then you live with each other during that period of time, maybe split the profit somehow, and think creatively about different ways that you can really raise money, because it is complicated, it is uncomfortable, but it can raise cash really quickly, and significant cash, because I know everyone's already doing those side hustles and everyone's already adding those coupons and the cashback apps and all those things we know your viewers are already doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks so much for those tips and tricks this morning, Bobbi. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.